Hey guys, Charles here to be your judge, your jury, and your analyst, and today I bring to you the best team for Open Ultra League in this TV Poke top ranked team. This is the #1 team. It is composed of Obstagoon, Cresselia, and Giratina. At a whooping, I think like 600 plus rating. Give me 1 second as I check this out. It has topped all of the ranking. It has topped the rest of the teams for this time around for Ultra League. So if we go to the top performers and we go to Ultra League, it is coming at not a whooping 600, 566.1, beating the second team out by 0.3 points. But it is actually a really good team for the fact that it doesn't feature any XLs or abuses any of the almost inaccessible XLs that, unless you've traded your life away or you literally play bazillion hours and dedicate tons of time to, in comparison, at least nowadays versus back in the day where, you know, XLs didn't exist during my time. But it's Obstagoon, Cresselia, and Giratina altered. It's the Shadow Claw version of Giratina, and this one's actually using the Obstruct version of Obstagoon, which makes it incredibly interesting. But before we get started with the best team for Open Ultra League, statistically, for Season 12, as updated via, by November. First, maybe my therapist mental health today. As usual, you could skip this by going straight ahead to the chapters or moving a little bit ahead of the video. And this is about resiliency. So one of my wrestling kids got hurt yesterday, actually today technically, because Veterans Day is today and I haven't slept yet. And I'm making the video before I go to bed and before tournament tomorrow. Unfortunately got hurt. And it was this really freak accident and she got a compact fracture on her hand, which was really weird. Because in my 4 years of coaching, I've never seen a compound fracture as a result of everyone just beating the crap out of each other on wrestling. But for her, in practice, we were just playing ankle tag. It's where you literally tag their ankles in a wrestling stance. Some freak accident happens. She gets a compound fracture. So her bone was like sticking out right here. But she was one tough SOB because she didn't go into shock. She didn't panic. She was just on the floor. She was like, and you know what she asked me? She was like, can I wrestle on Saturday? And that broke our hearts, man. So I'm going to try to motivate my freaking team, my JV team tomorrow, because that's still affecting them a little bit. But we're going to try to use this and mold it into a positive thing to where I can light the fire in them. But this is about resiliency. And she is way in that situation, and for what she's faced with, she is far more resilient than a ton of SOBs out here. I know a lot of men that fight in MMA that would be devastated and definitely take it not as good as her. But she's a high school student. She's a first-year wrestler, and dang, she's a beast. And I hope after surgery or whatever she has to do to take care of herself, she comes back. But this is about resiliency. Resiliency is a common form of psychological term that seems everyone used to describe what it takes to overcome stress. But resilience isn't necessarily a state to strive or do something and work forward. Usually people have no idea about resiliencies are the ones that do the strive or stay forward. No, this is about, it can be seen as positively or negatively. And look at this article, because what resilience is and what is not is very important. What does it mean to be resilient in psychological terms and in mental health terms? Well, this article will help you out. So definitely take a look at this, and resiliency is key. In the face of adversity, through everything I've been through in the military, and just like I mentioned with my kid, despite that, she's gonna go far, and she'll be incredibly successful because she is one tough SOB. She's definitely tougher than any Pogo content creator I've seen her. No, literally. If she was put in the same situation like that, like all of them would cry like God. You'd cry like babies. Like, no, seriously, they would. Like, I think I'm the only one that actively fights in combat sports and ever been in the octagon, so I can honestly say that for sure. But, anyways, I hope you all enjoy the battles, and this is the best team for Open Ultra League. Without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here are the battles. We got Jellicent onto Obstagoon. Obviously, this is great for us. However, this can also be very bad, and I'm going to show you why. At least for the Jellicent user. Theoretically, Obstagoon actually wins this pretty dang hard. Well, not pretty dang hard. However, if they have Ice Beam, they have a chance of taking this. We're going to straight Night Slash here, and I get the boost. In this Shoutcast, this is probably the luckiest Shoutcast I've ever had when it comes to boosting with an Obstagoon. 9 times out of 10, the boost doesn't come in my favor, but on this day, for this Shoutcast, for some reason, my Obstagoon is going off. This is a rank 3 Obstagoon. It is newly built. I caught it for Community Day, and it is going ham right now. And as you see here, my opponent is Ice Beaming me to death, which I'm perfectly fine with. So they're going to fire Ice Beams like no tomorrow over here, and I'm willing to let my Obstagoon take a third one. So I'm pretty sure at this range it'll get near to kill. However, I have really big coconuts. I mean the ones below my waist. And you know what? I will not shield on this day. It fires Bubble Beam, and I don't know how bubbles hurt in Pokemon, but you know what? That's Pokemon logic. If you watch the very first Pokemon, you know what? The bubbles like explode. It actually looks like it hurts a lot. So now this is only a -1 boosted Obstagoon, but you know Super Saiyan 1 is good enough for me. I'm trying to time everything right here. If you notice, for the animation, you want to get 2 counters in before you fire on the 3rd. That will allow you to have that chance for that one so that your turn goes off. Because after every time you use a charge move, it uses up a turn. So as you see here, I'm finessing the holy crap out of my opponent, breaking both of their shield and sending my Giratina, hopefully just Shadow Claw's way to victory. And that's an Obama Snow. As you know, the midterm elections came off here. And if you voted, that's great, but you know what, make sure y'all vote for Obama. And as you see, voting for Obama, it's Obama Snow, okay? You know, Obama is the running joke. If you don't get it after you watch my content for a long time, I call Obama, because you know what? We all vote for Obama. And Obama. Well, yeah. For me, it's my worst nightmare right now because Giratina does not like Obama. However, because of the fact that Giratina still has 2 shields, I can come out with some kind of win condition here. Also, you are going to see my battery come up because I was actually doing these battles while walking at the park. Today is Veterans Day. You know what I did during Veterans Day? I got a lot of food. And you know what happens when you have a lot of food? You need to walk that stuff off, man. I got to coach a wrestling tournament tomorrow. So I need to make sure I get into a food coma. And then I sleep. And I wake up. I'm ready to coach my kids. They're going to do really well tomorrow. At least I hope. We'll do our best. If I coach just as well as I do in Pokemon Go PvP, they will rise to victory. But I'm actually better at coaching combat sports than I am in PvP. Actually, they're pretty equivalent. I don't know. Anyways, as you see, we take out the freaking Obama Snow, and we still have 2 shields on our Cresselia. My win condition here is to literally just have Cresselia go off and go to the moon, the literal freaking moon, and blast its way to victory against this poor little Phoenix. Known as talent. Well, it's not really a Phoenix. It's like I know it's like a hawk, right? Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna fire these Moonblasts. I'm hoping I get a debuff or something like that because this won't actually kill. This Moonblast goes off, and as you see, it's nearly in the red. I'm going to try to catch a Flame Charge, and as you see here, the disrespect. But that was my win condition. As you see, well, actually, it wasn't really my win condition. It's just extra flex. As this Flame Charge goes off, as you see, I'm gonna fire off this. I'm going to fire off this Grass Knot. I didn't even need to do that. This was just practice. It's like AI, you know, and we're talking about practice. Because all I had to do was let that go, and then likely one counter would just KO that poor Talonflame. But when you have a chance to flex, you flex hard. You see, you get the guns, and you get the bump. And this is actually, I'm very large, like, muscular-wise for my weight class. I'm like 117, and my freaking kids try to kill me. Actually, I wrestled JV, and you know what? I forgot that JV and wrestling are 2 very different demons. Like, yeah, you use bodyweight jujitsu, but God, mother of mercy, when my kids sprawl on me and they're like 155, 170, like, mother of mercy. I still did good against him, but man, it hurts. Anyways, got Obstagoon onto Muk, and I switched out into my Cresselia after doing a little bit of damage because I figured out here, I'm like, you know what? You can try to obscure your way to victory against the Muk. However, the problem with Muk is that Acid Spray at the -2 eventually adds up, and those poison jabs actually really freaking hurt. So I'm going to send in Cresselia here, and I'm going to try to Moonblast my way to victory. Hopefully I get a debuff, and I don't. So now I'm going to build up to a Moonblast, and I'm going to fire a Grass Knot. My goal is to break as many shields from this thing as possible because we don't want our Giratina to go against this thing. For some odd reason, despite the fact that one Amok actually does give you a hard time, you can still rise your to the occasion and, like, you know, find some win conditions. Anyways, as you see here, we got a Charizard. I think I got a debuff in between there, so I got a little lucky, but that's a Dragon Breath Charizard. Here's the thing about Dragon Breath Charizard. You always, here's my thing, use Dragon Claw. Here's a giant mistake my opponent makes. Instead of going for Dragon Claw, my opponent will go for Blast Bird. I know, feel the burn, you know, let it burn. If you know what Usher is, you're part of my time, and yeah, let it burn. Yay. If you don't know, you don't know. Anyways, as you see, we got Gear against Charizard, and they finally realized that Dragon Claw overall will take less energy and likely do more overall damage together. But unfortunately, it's too late. Charizard goes down, and then they're likely going to send in that Amok. Or they have something better, Obama. And again, if you didn't vote, you didn't vote. But you know what? I didn't want to vote on this day because there are mad long lines. And as you see here, that's not a fully powered Obama Snow. It actually wouldn't have mattered even if it was at full power, just because of the fact that this Obama is just going to take a ton of damage. It's literally taking an obscene amount of damage. Even if they did have it fully powered, I still would have been able to get 3 Shadow Claws, or 3 Dragon Claws. But basically, my win condition here is to get the 3 Dragon Claws, beat the holy poor crap out of this poor Obama, and then try to manifest the win condition here. Even if it was, again, if it was fully powered, I mean, it might have flipped it, but not really. But as you see here, we got Muk, and I'm going to fire off this Night Slash and pray I get a boost. Boost, Jesus, I have prayed to you on this day, and you have been very good to me. Please let me have it again, and I don't, so that's perfectly fine. What I'm gonna do here, though, I'm going to sack, baby. I'm gonna sacrifice my poor little moon duck that's literally about to die right now. I sacked like 2 sacks in a row. I sacked like a madman during this shoutcast. I instinctively sack, and I can proudly say I'm one of the most consistent. Well, I don't stream that much on Twitch anymore just because, you know, it's like getting boring, so I'm gonna wait till Scarlet and Violet. But as you see here, with expert energy management and with 1 HP in a dream, we're able to get this Night Chat shop, and somehow, someway, this rank 3 Ultra League Obstagoon, and there's my battery, goes to the moon and gets me the dub with a shield. That was close. That was mad close. Next up, we got Obstagoon on Nidoqueen. A noosing lead from hell again, yet we're gonna find some kind of win condition. Cresselia is your mainstay switch here. We're gonna switch into the Giant Moonduck. When you get a poison type like Nidoqueen, what you want to do is pretend that you have Psychic. As in, pretend that you have Future Sight. And usually I think that's like, it's like 8 to move to a Future Sight, but just go a little over. Hopefully they shield. If they don't, dang man. And they don't shield, but we get the attack debuff onto this Greedent. That's an XL Greedent, by the way. You know what's funny? This team doesn't feature any XLs. It does have 2 legendaries, but they've been out forever. Literally, the first 2 legendaries you see have been out since season 2 and 3. They've been out forever. 9 seasons later, if you don't have one and you're trying to get into PvP, you probably shouldn't be in this cup because, God, Mother Mercy, Ultra Premier. It's not your fault. It's just Niantic is a very high barrier to entry game, and they prey on whales and FOMO. They don't try to make the game better. They put little things that we don't ask for, like stickers. I don't want to see stickers again. That's how much stickers piss me off. Oh wait, I just said it. Dang it, man. Anyways, we're gonna beat the holy crap out of this freaking Greedent. Call the Body Slams here. We get the freaking Nidoqueen back here. This is what I wanted. I want to get a little extra energy onto Obstagoon, because if we boost, like right now, and we don't boost, dang. I boosted one more time in the shotcast. I don't think this is it, but we'll figure it out later. Anyways, we're gonna Night Slash our way to victory. I'm hoping with all this extra Night Slash damage, we're gonna chip away enough to where Giratina can try to go and Shadow Claw down. I'm thinking this is going to be an Earth Power, so you will shield me shield here, because actually it's not an Earth Power, Poison Fang. So I believe I faced another Nidoqueen in shoutcast, and that's Nidoqueen, where I shield the Earth Power. Now fist pumping. As you see here, we're going to just go ahead and Night Slash through, and our opponent is in danger right now, and a lot of danger. I should be in the range where I can Shadow Claw down, so I'm going to let go of Obstagoon. Poison Fang will take it out here, or not. Literally with 1 HP in a dream, and with that, I'm able to farm down an entire Greedent. I don't know why opponents do that. I also don't know why they're using Quick Attack Greedent. I mean, I get it because of the buff, but this is actually the worst case scenario for us. We get an Obstagoon. So, there's 2 win conditions here. 1, I break all of their freaking shields and Shadow Claw my victory, Drag Claw my way to victory, and hope and pray they do not boost on me. I'm going to eat the first Night Slash here. If they obstruct, okay, cool. I call it, and it doesn't do a lot of damage. They still have an advantage just because Obstagoon is incredibly powerful. But I have 2 win conditions here. Take out my opponent's back row, or I have a timeout win condition. As the innovator of the first, yes, I literally have popularized the first timeout team. It was Articuno, Suicune, Blissey. Way back in the day. I innovated that strat with that team. And then it kind of like followed over. But as you see here, we're going to manifest that win condition with the Giratina along. With Giratina to Shadow Claw me to death. And while all these Night Slashes are going through. So, a match takes about 5 minutes. And the way you win via timeout is 2 things. 1, the timer run. 1, you have more Pokemon than your opponent. Or you're an even Pokemon and whoever has the higher HP percentage remaining wins. So whoever has the highest HP and even Pokemon will win when the time runs out, or whoever has more Pokemon. In this case, I have 3 Pokemon. As you see, the clock's already coming up, so I will force the timeout win. I even try to combo in to try to just run out the clock even more, but as you see, the clock already ran out, and that's game. There you go. You are now educated for those of you that don't know about the timeout strats, which have been out for a very long time, but yeah. Anyways, this is the matchup I was talking about, where we get another Nidoqueen. So I switch into Cresselia as my safe switch, and as you see here, my opponent is trying to grasp Poison Fang to death. You also saw my battery, and I like living very dangerously. So Grass Knot's gonna go off. I'm hoping to do as much chip damage as I can against Nidoqueen. It's kind of funny because in this shoutcast, I kill a lot of XL abusers, which is hilarious. Yeah, I have legendaries, but you know, like I mentioned, they've been out here for. My opponent actually catches a freaking Grass Knot, which is terrible on my part. I'm hoping to get the Moonblast off and at least get a debuff. I'm not going to shield this, but because Cresselia's butt is so huge, it's very thick, high defense, it's going to be able to live the Shadow Sneak. I'm going to fire this Moonblast and hope I get a debuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send in Obstagoon. I don't want to, I can leave, but you can probably predict it. If you're already if you already got the motion, y'all already know I'm about to sack again, like a boss. But anyways, that's you're going to see how the rest of find on the next episode of King Charmander Shoutcast. Uploading daily and streaming again on Twitch when Scarlet and Violet comes out. Hopefully y'all enjoy that. Anyways, the Obstacles are going to go off and we're going to be able to counter down. Or not the Obstacles, the Night Slashes. And then that Nidoqueen is coming back in. I like doing this strat where you get all this extra energy on Obstagoon because even though Night Slash won't do a ton of damage, it's better to chip away with something that's not resisted in comparison to your counters. So Night Slashes are going off now. I'm hoping I boost. Boost, Jesus. Bless me with your presence again. And I do not boost. Sadly. But I'm able to grab a shield, so that's freaking great. As you see, the Poison Fangs are starting to go through now. But that's okay. We still have 2 shields to 2-1. And we still have a Giratina in the back. So I'm banking on Giratina in the 2 shield. So that somehow we find some kind of win condition here. I'm going to send in Giratina to try to farm this thing down. As you see, I want to come out with a little bit of extra energy. I'm not going to fire anything. I'm betting this is a Poison Fang. I call it right. As you see, I'm able to almost farm down and send in a Lapras. So this is what's terrible. This Lapras may have Ice Beam. You hit an Ice Beam, it really sucks. You call the Ice Beam on defense, it's great for you. But also, here's the problem. My back row is obscenely hurt right now. Obscenely freaking hurt. So the only choice I have is to have Giratina try to either win by timeout like I did before, or I have to lower this Lapras low enough to where Obstagoon can possibly take it out with counters. Ice Beam goes off, I call the right move, I'm going to fire Dragon Ball. So now I know that this Lapras has Surf. So I have to be very careful about the way I approach this. Because here's the thing, they can still evade me, and 2, they can call my sack, and they do. Which is incredibly unfortunate. I send in Obstagoon to do a little more chip damage here, and I'm going to shield this time around. Because I want them to blow all their energy. I want to get more chip damage on these counters, and then send in my Giratina to go ahead and try to Dragon Claw for the victory. Unfortunately, we're not able to get there, but we do in the saving grace of what happens here is that we're able to blow all of our opponent's energy. Giratina, despite how crappy your IVs are, this Dragon Claw is going to go off, and is actually going to almost take out this Lapras. And with 1 HP and a freaking dream, somehow, someway, I manifest this timeout win condition. Wouldn't really matter anyways, this Dragon Claw should be able to finish off this Nidoqueen, but as you see, time will run out, and with another amazing 1 HP to dream matchup, I come out, and I find my freaking win conditions, man. That was an insanely sweaty battle, so I hope y'all enjoyed that one. For my final one, we have Obstagoon onto Machamp. The worst lead you could possibly see. We're going to swap into Cresselia, and I don't know how the hell I win this one. I totally forgot, and we got Overqwil, so this is actually terrible for you. Overqwil is a very good bond for Ultra Premier Classic. It's basically our Multi-Premier Classic. It's basically your poor man's Drapion, because Drapion and Overqwil share the same stats. Overqwil has Shadow Ball though. Plus, yeah, that's the problem, Shadow Ball. But it doesn't get stabbed, so that's going to work to our advantage here. They fire again, I'm going to shield this one, but I'm going to try to debate them with Grass Knot. I'm hoping what I do is I grab a shield, and then I'm able to outright win Switch. Switch is important because we do not want Obstagoon to go against Machamp. My saving grace here is to bank that I can do enough chip damage here, and if we get Machamp onto Giratina, that's great. Here's the problem though. Machamps could possibly be running Payback, which I learned the hard way. I forgot that Machamp had access to that. And even worse, we have a freaking Charizard. Why is it worse? Well, because of the fact that it walls Cresselia, for the exception of its fast move Psycho Cut. And unless you have Future Pass. So we're just going to Moonblast here. I'm hoping to grab a debuff here. The good thing is that we still have 2 whole Mons. The bad thing is I can't let Giratina, I can't let Obstagoon go against that Machamp. So we're going to have to switch into Obstagoon here, and Obstagoon face Charizard. This isn't a great matchup, however, I can't afford to have my Obstagoon go against that Machamp. And this result of this battle is freaking nuts. My opponent isn't well on energy anymore just because I was able to call the Black Spurn. But as you hear, Dragon Claw is going to start going off. I should have the advantage here unless this Machamp has payback, which you're going to find out very shortly it does. The good thing is it doesn't outright kill my Giratina Alter. And as you see, but God, that comes close. I tried to farm down here, but my opponent blows all their energy. But I'm doing this on purpose. The reason why I want to do this is because I want to get as much energy on my Obstagoon as possible. So I take a little bit of chip damage, and they still have advantage as far as shields go. They have one more shield left. So I'm going to time everything correctly in hopes that this Charizard is not able to come out with a W. We get the boost, and literally my only win condition is that somehow, someway, a rank 3 Obstagoon lives. And guess what? Somehow, someway, just like MJF from AAW, he comes back from the freaking dead. Actually, no, that's the Undertaker. But you know, MJF comes back, makes a grand entrance, and comes out a clutch and saves our ratings. Unlike CM Punk that left because of a dispute in the back, and he's actually more of a selfish bastard than you think it is. For all you wrestling fans, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's game. I hope y'all enjoyed the battles. I'm literally making this on the night before I have a wrestling tournament tomorrow. It's time to go to bed in like 12 minutes because wrestling tournaments are incredibly early. If you have to travel to a place for a while, it gets really early. Luckily, this one's only about luckily this one's within a little local, so within 12 minutes. So I work for Fremont, I work for the school district, and it's within literally the same school district, and yeah, it's gonna be close, so that's good. I'll be able to wake up, do my 5-mile run. I have to do it quickly though, and then make my way down to the tournament. So hopefully I have good faith that they're gonna do well. But I also appreciate all the support I get over here. I work really hard to make sure I'm able to pump out content. As busy as I am and as much as I do as a therapist and as a coach, I appreciate y'all to death for those of you that are still subscribed. And for also that, I also appreciate my honesty because, you know, honesty is very much needed in this world, especially when it comes to our game. For real. In all seriousness, if it was something that was really good, don't you think I wouldn't be much of a critic if they were doing, let's be honest here, if Niantic was doing a lot of things right, I wouldn't be nearly complaining as much as I do on a daily basis. But the only thing we can do is feedback. But unfortunately, we're about to get drawn by another game, and it's called Scarlet and Violet, which you and a lot of other people are going to start playing because that's the newest generation of Pokemon, baby. It's got the Legend Arceus system, and it's looking to be the next greatest and hottest and greatest thing out there, and I can't wait to make content for that. Can't wait to do shiny hunts. Can't wait to I might actually really think about getting in competitive for VGC as a result of Scarlet and Violet. So I got to get good, and I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully you're here for the ride. If you're not, and you only watch Pogo stuff, I appreciate y'all too. But do me a huge favor, please like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm as I really do my best. Despite the fact that I really feel like I should put it away because I'm not as far as a lot of people. I've been here for a long time. I've done a lot for the community. But if there's anything I've learned in the near 6 years, near 4 or 5 years I've done this, it doesn't matter the good you do for the Pokemon Go community. The only thing people give a shout is clout and pretending that Pogo PvP is the latest and greatest tier 1 esport that brings in hundreds and thousands of viewers, just like Apex and League of Legends. League had 900k viewers. Do you know what Worlds had? Worlds had like 7. That's pathetic. Anyways, for those of you League of Legends fans, your esport will go far. Ours, it's never gonna get to the promised land. But despite that despite that, I will continue to make content because some of y'all still love what I do, and I love y'all to death. Good luck on your Go Battle League sets, and I will see y'all on the next video.